Welcome to Learn to Live Stress-Free. This is Christine Wright with Dr. Robert Wright, Jr. of www.stressfreenow.info.
Hi, this is Dr. Bob, the Stress and Pain Relief Doctor, coming to you today from Haarlem, Amsterdam. I want to give a shout out to Vienna Carroll. Hi, Vienna. I feel very fortunate that I'm able to record this video from Haarlem, Holland, which is also the Netherlands. I was given a lesson in geography that apparently Holland is only one of two main states in the Netherlands, and so the other people spoke up at some point, and so they started calling it the Netherlands rather than just Holland. So Holland is just one part of the Netherlands. And so here I am at the Haarlem railroad station. So I came in off of cruise, and I had quite a long walk. And since I don't speak Dutch, trying to figure out how to take the train here, carrying my suitcase. So that was a very interesting experience. But Vienna, I want to thank you because I look forward to interviewing you in Harlem, New York, in front of the and as you can see, the weather is cooperating. And so it just reminds us that we have to always be bringing our A game in every situation, and then we can crush it no matter what happens. And so here I am in Holland without a cell phone, and my bank card is not working, even though I spoke to the bank manager. And so I'm flying to London, and it'll be interesting to see what I'm going to do, because I'm supposed to meet friends at the airport. And then if those friends aren't there, then maybe I'll just go over to Oxford or in Cambridge, and then I'll go to the American Embassy in London so that they can call my bank so they can release my card so I can buy a ticket going somewhere. And so once that's done, I may not come right back to the United States as planned. I've always wanted to go to Cape Verde, Mauritius, etc. So I have some time, Vienna, before our interview. So, the universe is unexpectedly taking me to London. And so I have a return ticket, and they're blocking my card so that I could buy a return ticket. So now I'm going to find out where the American Embassy is in London. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm supposed to attend a podcasting conference that's taking place the 23rd and 24th. But I've got to get the when I tried to book it with my card, it got rejected. So even though I have money in the account. So this is part of traveling while black, the things that you experience. And so the bottom line is that this is a case where I'm going with the flow, and I am, no matter what happens, I am going to have a ball. And I am actually, since this level of creativity has opened me up to thinking about doing a second podcast series entitled Traveling While Black. And Vienna, is very interesting that you'll be talking about the black sailors and the relationship to the Underground Railroad, how the over the water versus the over land escaping to freedom route. And I thought it was very interesting on my previous cruise that that I missed my shore excursion going to Monte Carlo and Monaco. So instead, I was in Cannes, France, where the famous Cannes Film Festival took place. And so because I did not get on the bus, I actually walked up onto the stairs to a causeway. And Vienna, guess what the causeway said? It said the Josephine Baker Causeway. And anyone that knows history knows that Josephine Baker left the United States just about 100 years ago in the 1920s because all the Jim Crow nonsense that was going on against black people. So guess what? I thought it was so apropos that sign greeted me instead of going to Monaco and Monte Carlo, which I always wanted to go to. But the universe sometimes has different plans than we do. And so I was thrilled once I realized, I said, oh my gosh, I'm here at the Josephine Baker Causeway. And I walked to the end and there was a lighthouse. So they had the last maybe 100 feet closed off because I guess they're renovating the lighthouse. So I couldn't go into the lighthouse. But I had to tell you, it really buoyed my spirits because I said, look at this. Josephine Baker went to France to get away from racism and Jim Crow segregation in the 1920s. Here's Bob, Dr. Bob, over in France, not Paris, looking to escape the white supremacy racism going on, like with wild abandon in the United States. And so, yes, we have to talk about it. It can no longer, there's no more rug to sweep this under. Since 2015, there are some people in the United States, they've lost their minds. You know, once I had a guy in Florida drag a white noose in front of my car while I was waiting for my wife in the Walmart, I was like, that's it. And then I had a white lady pull up in front of my car in a huge white SUV at night while I was smoking a cigar on my porch. And she rolled down the window and she said, better not vote tomorrow. And this is the day before the presidential election in 2016. No, 2020. This was November 2020. And so she rolled down her window and said, better not vote. So guess what I did? I was at the polls lickety split. I think I was the 6th or 7th person to vote. And so that's what we got to do. We got to up our game, bring our A game in everything we do, because the nonsense out here is just ridiculous, just like 100 years ago. And so don't be ragdolled, don't be fooled, and keep your stress down by paying attention and realizing it's not imagination. And I want to say to all the really good white people, Jewish people, Indian people, Arab people, most of the people in the world are good. Doesn't matter what religion, faith, ethnicity, but we got a lot of bad people, just like rotten apples in a barrel, that are running things. And they are hell-bent or trying to keep people under thumb, especially black people. And so as you look at this AI, take a look at 3 movies. I want you to look at 3 movies. The first is iRobot, that has Will Smith. He's a police detective, and he's saying something's not right with these machines, and he's right. The second movie I want you to see is called Idiocracy, and it's about an experiment that was done on a soldier who was actually the dumbest, had the lowest IQ in the army, and they put him to sleep in this experiment, supposedly for 50 years, and something went wrong, and he woke up 500 years later. So guess what happens? 500 years later, he's now the smartest person in the United States, and they make him president. So the third movie you need to see is called The Adjustment Bureau. My wife, before she passed away in 2018, had tried for 3 years to get me to see that movie. And to movies, etc. So guess what happens when I saw the Adjustment Bureau? Holy cow. Look what's going on. And so that's what I've been experiencing. They've been trying to ragdoll me, but when I ask other black people, listen, how come you don't complain? Like I was asking the black people in Florida, in my wife's family. And they said this. They said, Bob, you're not that unique. Can't you see that we're all being squeezed? It's just that we don't cry out because we don't want our business in the street. And I was like, oh, I didn't know. You guys never said anything. And so if you're one of those people that's being squeezed, decide that you're not going to take it anymore. You're not going to just suck it up anymore. You're going to change. Let's change this game and crush it. The best revenge is success. So you don't have to get angry. You don't have to get loud. Let's get paid. This is Dr. Bob. Let's get paid big time. Until next time, be safe and be well from stressfreenow.info. Coming to you from Haarlem, Netherlands.